Hey everybody, James Sodini here, and I wrote an app called Rulewright, which is a file-based rules app. I'm using this app to keep my stuff clean. For example, I take a lot of screenshots and screen recordings, and those things can kind of run away and just fill up your desktop, and then mess up additional screenshots and screen recordings. So what I have here are a couple of rules to remove this stuff. It probably looks very simple and probably familiar because it's all just standard file attribute type stuff. But I wrote this because I really wanted to do these rules. I wanted to do a really cool object oriented, self-determining, its own destiny. Um, so for this example, I look for anything that starts with the word screenshot, and then I look for anything that is older than an hour. So I give myself an hour to do something with it, and then it's gone. And when I say it's gone, it just goes to the trash. And something that I learned from some many mistakes is that we want to actually have some kind of a way of stop matching or continue matching, with a stop matching essentially being the default. Okay, just stop here, don't do anything else. But for this case, I might have other things going on in the desktop. So I'll continue matching here. The other thing being movies, which are named as screen recordings. And I follow the exact same formula. Anything older than an hour, and you can totally configure this all you want. And another thing that I kind of run into a lot, which I'm sure everyone is doing, is like a messy downloads directory. So I have a big downloads directory that I should really do something about. So I have a lot of rules already to kind of help me with that. So for example, anything that I have like downloaded today or something I've grabbed, today, within the last 24 hours is something that like I would want to care about. So what I do is I just kind of mark those green, using just like standard rule stuff. And then if it's older than a day, get rid of it. But I'll have another rule underneath this where if I have anything older than a week, I want to mark it red. Like, hey, I should really delete this. And this one just follows that same kind of path. And then for my own personal stuff, I have DCS World mission files that I'll download from all over the internet, and this just helps me organize everything, so I don't have any duplicates, and then I can automatically upload it to like my Fox 3 drive or whatever. But I want to show you an example of like something that we can take care of automatically with these red dots. I can safely say that any WAV file that I download, if I don't do anything or move it or just do something with it, after a week, is going to die. At least I can say that. And I can already see all these red ones, which will qualify. So to actually do that, I want to create a new rule. Let's call this one delete old WAV files. And I'm going to have this one be its own rule just because I'm a little unsure about just wiping out everything older than a week. So for that, I'm only really looking for for a couple conditions. So one is the extension is going to be a WAV. And then my other kind of condition is going to be, it needs to be older than a week. And so that one should be date created. And if it's older than, I can say either hours or days. So if it's older than 7 days, this qualifies. And you can always do like a preview to see which ones do it. But first I need to actually tell it to do something. So for this case, it's going to just be move to trash, which is one of the default actions. And then I'm going to be a good person and continue in case I want to add more. So all of these for sure would match. And actually, sorry. So these actually show what all things would match. So you actually have to kind of pay attention a little bit here. So remember, we have all these rules, and so while testing this one, it happens after all of these other ones. So all this stuff, might get set red already. But this one's called delete old wave. We're just gonna kind of come down here, look for an old wave. Oh, okay, right here. So it's color oldies red, and then we're gonna do all that stuff, but then it's move to trash and then continue. So these will qualify for the move to trash. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I should probably save it first. It likes to be saved, and then I can enable it, and then I'm just gonna run them all, and I'll have a full history. But in the meantime, I can just kind of come back here and okay, this is a lot more manageable. My tiny internal storage won't suffer anymore because of it. But there are just a lot of really neat things we can do. Like we have file names, just the full name, or just like the name without any of the extensions, the extension by itself. And if you're looking for certain sizes of files, this one's kind of cool. And then if you're looking for like certain tags, if you actually take advantage of tags, which I'm trying to do more of in my life, it seems like app support's a bit better than the built-in stuff. Setting colors to file, whatever. But this is definitely something that at least I find very useful. It runs as a menu app. As long as you remember to just close this window instead of doing a command Q, it'll just keep running in the background. It uses file triggers as well as repeated iterations on its own. So thanks everybody for sticking with me. I hope everyone has a great day, and talk to you later.